Hey, you guys, it's Lynn. I'm so glad you guys are here. We have, we're going to go through a bunch of questions today because we've had a lot of people have a lot of hesitation or a lot of barriers to the masterclass. And our whole goal is to make sure that the people and the twins that are really committed to their paths have a way to do this. And people aren't wanting to share their reasons for not being able to. And I want to make sure that this is available for everyone, no matter what. So we're going to go through these questions, and there's a lot of them. But if you have a question, type in the chat. Just put a Q in front of it so we get alerted to it. And we're just going to bang through these. So I'm glad you guys are here. And you will notice that I have people with me all the time. I always invite like our strongest twins, like the ones that have actually gone through the master course the first time. If they have gone through it completely, I always invite them up here because they always have a wealth of input and they're all really, really strong in their journeys and they have a lot of experience to share with you guys. So if you see them popping in and out, they are some of them are on mission team with me. Some of them are adjacent to mission team with me, but we all work together pretty much every day. So there's that. Okay, just really quick, I want to explain to you guys who I am because this channel has changed so much. I have had people come and go, but my name is Lynn, and I started with twins in 2016. I got pulled out of corporate, like violently pulled out of corporate. I used to be an IT broker. And I had my Kundalini. I walked right into my twinship strong, and I basically was getting flooded from God and the Holy Angelic team. This is what you need to get out there. And my 3D mission is this right here. I have 2 missions, but this is my 3D mission. It's basically take the information that I'm getting from God and team and taking everything in the collective. And I'm basically dissecting the living out of it to see what works, what doesn't, what team wants us to be doing, and then helping people actually do the stuff that works. So there's a lot of stuff that I don't share. There's a lot of stuff that we don't go through. It's because twins don't really need it. What we do is we focus on the things that actually make a difference in your journey and make a difference in your mission, your path, and with your twin. So I've been doing this for 6 years, basically night and day. While I was doing that, I was learning my mission on the soul level. That's where all these abilities come in. That's where I fight dark on a really high level. That's my mission. So if you hear me talking about fighting, I'm not pushing this guys on you guys at all. People are like, I don't want to fight dark, so I don't want to work with you. That's my mission. Most of you guys have a different mission. All you need to learn when I'm talking about dark is recognizing it and knowing how to get rid of it, because you're all capable of it and you're all stronger than it. So that's why I'm here. I'm super passionate about twins kicking ass. I'm super passionate about twins loving their journeys. And when I look out in the collective, most don't. And that's why we're here, because we're trying to help you guys move into a place where you love your journeys. You're not frustrated. You know exactly what you're doing. And so we provide the tools and the resources and support to be able to do that. So there's that. And we were recently, we shifted into a graceful connection. Some of you may know us as Twin Flame Nation or TFN. The grace is all about the God spark. That's what it is. And the grace also represents the energy that the twins that we're working with in our big group are moving through our journeys. It's super graceful. It's beautiful and loving. And so there's that. I want to talk about the big elephant in the room right now, because I got so many people that are like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. Why in the hell? I can't cover it. There's no way. And even though it's about 130, if you look at regular price for this, it's like 138 as of this broadcast. This basically boils down to 138 a week. What I want you to know is a lot of twins that are really strong, the stronger you are, the more duress you're being put through. There's a lot of twins that are like, oh my God, I lost my job and I got moved across the country, or your finances are getting hit. I totally understand that. But we don't want the strongest twins to not be able to do this class because your finances are being annihilated. I totally understand. I got put through it. Most twins get put through it at some level. So I've had people go, I'm too embarrassed to tell you, I can't figure out a way to pay for it. Don't worry about it, please. Email me and we will figure something out. I will make it happen. If you really, really, really are committed, if you're a strong twin, email me and we will figure it out. I want everybody to be able to do this if you're committed to it. There also is, we're going to talk about mission group in a minute. So, okay. There are some people that are saying, well, why should I have to pay for divine work? Everybody uses their gifts in a different way. Everybody spends their time, their energy. They spend money. They spend like the amount of stuff that somebody goes through to even teach this stuff is immense. Look at your own job. It doesn't matter what you do. Even if you do accounting, you had to pay for school, you had to pay for classes, you spent all your time trying to figure out for somebody else to pay you for that. Even preachers, pastors get paid because it's energy exchange. Everything is energy exchange. Even Jesus was fed and given a cot and a roof over his head when he healed people. So if this is your reason, then I'm going to say that that's a block that's stopping you from completely owning your journey. Then that's your choice, because there is a way. I just have to throw that out there because that's a giant elephant in the room. It's money. This is not about money. Okay. A lot of people are going, what's this twin flame thing all about? I don't really even understand it. I don't know how this all fits in with, it's really confusing to people that are just moving in it. It's also really confusing to people that have been in the community for years, because a lot of the information out there is regurgitated through the community. They're just around the same old crap and then either diluting it or twisting it. So what we're doing is we're taking all of this information that has the evidence of like what you guys need to be doing, and we're helping you with that. Twin flames are the 144,000. I know if you look through the community, you say that the Galactic Council thinks they are too, and a lot of other groups think they are too, but the twin flame itself and the energetic cord, right? The twin flame is the God spark. The ethereal cord between twin flames is the soul song in the Bible, where it talks about they sing a song that no one can learn. That's why. It's because it's a frequency that flows through etheric cord between twin flames that makes a sound. And it's actually sounds kind of like a tone of like a song. We are peppered all over the Bible. This aligns with Revelations. It aligns with the 144,000 in the Bible. Very specifically, we talk about that in the masterclass. It also is with world events. It all is connected. So what we're doing is we're helping people understand why you're here and what we're actually doing together. If you guys need to interject, or if you want to, have input about how you see this or your own experience, because we've all been in the same place. So if you guys up here have anything to say.
I think you covered it pretty good. My thoughts are exactly, it's an energy exchange, and you gotta keep the lights on. You gotta keep food on the table while you do this, because you're dedicating yourself completely to this. So that's my that's how I look at it. And the second thing is, the way I see it, why did I pay for this? Because it's a dedication to the journey, and because I knew I was going to benefit from this, and I'm going to see progress on my journey, and that's exactly what happened. We don't see it overnight; it needs work, but definitely the progress is there. And I think this course enabled me, while working with other twins. It gave me tools to navigate my journey more smoothly, and get over the bumps quicker, and keep moving forward.
Thank you for that. Eamon. I think people, like, somebody made a comment to me yesterday. They're like, why don't you go sit out in the sun for a little while and do something else? I'm like, I'm legitimately embroiled in information all day long. I'm working with different groups of twins. I'm working with my own team. We're all sifting through stuff. It's like, this isn't just a passive, this isn't about a relationship to me. This is the stuff that I'm being handed. I can't get it out fast enough. So this is legitimately all I do. Literally, this is all I've been doing. Like every waking moment, it's all I do is work. So I've got to be able to afford it. I appreciate that, Eamon, because sometimes I just,
And can I
go ahead?
Sorry. Okay. I was gonna say, just to add to what Eamon said, so I know, one, you had a corporate job, but team and God pushed you to leave that so you can focus on your mission and teaching twins and getting the word out. If you had another full-time job, there just wouldn't be enough time. There's not enough time with you doing this full-time as it is. So it's like you're failing mission if you were going to go and focus on a 3D job, in essence. And I can tell you from my perspective, so I spent 2 years spinning around in the community looking for answers. I can't tell you how much money I wasted and the time that I regret that I wasted looking for answers until I found you. So since I found you, it was something finally made sense. It's the only thing that ever made sense to me. So I consider every single penny that I've spent on sessions, this group, everything has been well worth it and beyond, because I owe my journey to this group. I don't know where I'd be, or where my journey would be at this point if it wasn't for you and what you do.
Oh, thank you. And I love it. I so love it because you guys are all just so devoted and you guys are all just doing it. And it's like, it's actually, the more we get through it and literally every day, it's like you guys are providing 3D evidence that what you're doing is working. I mean, we've got people that like snapped into mission. We've got people that are learning their teams. We got people that are physically actively doing things. You're getting evidence. Your twins are moving. It's nothing but progress. It's so impressive to watch you guys. I can't even keep up with, like, every day somebody had a major shift. So thank you for that. And I know too, that I remember there was somebody that stepped in, we have a lot of walk-ins coming in right now, to take over for those that are kind of waffling in it and they just are expecting it to drop in their lap. And when these walk-ins come in, they're going, what the hell is this all about? Like they're completely like hit from the side. It's a lot to take in all at once. It's a lot. There's a lot of crap out there. I spent my first 2 years going, what the hell is this all about? And reading every possible thing I could get my hands on and then sifting through it and then finding the truth in it. Like, this is crap or this is actually. So I can tell you that most of it out there is pretty much not helpful. But this stuff that you guys have been doing, is proving it. You've been proving that what you're doing is actually making progress. Chrissy saying, I was very confused until I came to you. Thanks again, and thanks so much for having me. I used to see it as chaotic confusion, and now I see it as progression into blissfulness. This is worthwhile. This is very worthwhile, and that is an understatement. And I hope you don't mind me sharing Chrissy, but Chrissy joined us yesterday, and that was her thing is like, I'm told, to spend a lot of my free time helping these people over here, and then that doesn't even allow me much time for work. And so I can't, how in the hell am I going to swing this? And I was like, let's do it. And we just figured it out. It was that quick. It works for her. It works for me. I'm glad she's here. If that's you, please email me. We will figure it out. Here's the thing. Well, okay. Nita asked this question. This is really interesting because when you, look out in the community, there's a lot of people doing witchcraft, a lot of people that have done witchcraft, and a lot of people that are even in a lot of church are saying that even with crystals, anybody that's having crystals are evil. Anybody that has abilities, they're conjuring something. Like, I don't know how many times I've been referred to as a witch, and my first response is, if you ever call me that again, this conversation is over. There is a huge difference between, let's break down the difference between the twin flame journey and witchcraft and the occult. We are using abilities that are God-given. We are manifesting instantly. We touch the unified field. Everything we do is in the best and highest good for everyone involved. It is all team led. It is all validated. It is all God-centered, and it does not violate the free will of anyone. We are not manipulating energy to create an outcome by influencing someone else. That's witchcraft. Any that violates the free will of anyone else is dark. That's how God sees it. He's like, if you're violating free will, which is the greatest gift that I gave to humanity, that is dark. What we are doing is not dark. We are using our abilities to heal. We are using our abilities to protect. We are using our abilities to get rid of the dark. We are removing the barriers. We are defense. The only time that we are allowed to use our abilities against dark is if someone is actually being provoked or attacked. So there are rules of engagement in place. We are never allowed to use our abilities against dark without it being defensive. It's just like anything else. So it absolutely is not witchcraft. And if you want to really break that down, I'll be happy to do it. We can do a whole nother video about that, but that's kind of not our purpose today. So does anybody have any questions or input about that? Oh, one more thing, Kundalini. Kundalini is not dark. A lot of times what dark is doing, dark's whole job is to basically bring vibration down. They don't want us moving into our power. They don't want us moving into our strength. They definitely don't want us moving into our roles. So their whole job is to basically take everything that we do and twist it around and make it look like it's dark so that we get attacked for it or it's somehow diluted. But Kundalini is actually the process of raising your vibration from a human level, which is in the mid 60s all the way up into the 300s, which is when we are in a frequency where we can be open to our abilities flooding in. It's happened to me. It's happened to pretty much everybody up here. That all twins need to have their Kundalini. Kundalini is a divine thing. It is not dark. And if we could get into Kundalini all day long, we can do that time. But there's a very, very big difference. But from the outside, it looks the same. Anything that has to do with crystals, yes, you can absolutely use crystals. Witches use them when they do spells against people. They channel their energy into the crystals in a group because crystals can be charged either negatively or positively. So where people that are dark using crystals are really just trying to enhance their intent, which is what actually summons demons to do that job for them. We use crystals to make sure that our higher vibration is enhanced. So all that is enhancing a higher vibration. That's the difference. Anyone have any input on that? Or anything you guys have seen in the community about that? Hold on, I gotta let somebody up.
I don't think anybody out there talks about abilities.
Mm-mm.
None.
Mm-mm. I had to learn mine my own. It took me, team put me through the gauntlet for a good 5 years, like night and day. And then I had to sift through it all and get validations. And we were really, team will do that with everybody though. So like, that's one of the things that we work with. I didn't realize that, Eamon, because I had to basically figure out my own, which is where a lot of this content comes from. Hold on a second. Okay. Hey, Merritt. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I do in our free group. If anybody really just wants to have a place to connect and ask these kind of questions and have, these strong twins here as a community, we have a free group, like our home group, where all of our group apps are at. Merritt's a part of that. Welcome. I just saw you there the other day. I know you're from Finland. So the link is down below if you guys are interested in that. She said, I got information that twins should not use any kind of manifestation. Is that correct? It depends on the intent behind them. So we manifest instantly. So if I'm doing a clearing on someone, they're saying, oh my gosh, I feel like everything is lifting. You should be able to get instant feedback. When you're clearing your twin, they might be able to feel something. When you're using your fire, there's always instant feedback because we use our ability. We're going to talk about in a minute. but we're using our abilities to manifest. We just do it. It's how twins are. Everybody has these abilities. That's a twin. So the problem is when you should use manifestation, I see that as you're using intent in the wrong way. If you're intending something, whatever that is, you have to be really careful. Is this violating someone's free will? Is it influencing them? Or am I doing this with the intent that only if it's in their best and highest good and God's will for them? So that's just a kind of a really tricky thing there, but this whole thing is tricky. So does that make sense? She's like, oh. Very cool. Okay. Why do twins even need a master course? This is a super complex journey. There are the 144,000, and there are teams outside the 144,000 that are leading the 144,000, and all of them are incarnated, all of them. So everybody has a different role. Everybody has a very unique, specific role. Your abilities, you will have primary abilities and secondary abilities. You will have a different mission. You'll have it in different ways. You and your twin will yin yang yourselves in each other in your mission. Some people have a 3D mission primarily, or a soul level mission. You may have both. You may have one stronger than the other, and your twins might be completely opposite of that. So you will have a different mission group. You will have partners. You'll have teams. Some people don't. But most of this stuff is universal. There are universal things that we are all experiencing that we need to know how to navigate. The number one thing is your connection with Holy God and Team. And I would say almost a second part of the thing is your actual soul level connection with your twin. If you can master these things, understand your abilities, know what actually you guys are supposed to do with them and what's all going on. They're like 8, maybe 6 or 7, but you tie them together as part of it too, because people don't know how to do that either. But there are certain universal things that twins need to know in order to move into your specific stuff. So what this master course does is it teaches you guys all of the stuff that all twins need to know. The foundation of everything that basically will open you up to explore your own specific details, traits, characteristics, and your own path, and then how that connects to others. So there's that. Here, I'm going to put this at the top. Yeah. Thank you, Leira, for that. That is the link right there. If you guys want to join the free group, like Merritt's in there. That's where you can like ask all these questions. It's a super safe place. Everybody's positive. It's where. And then if you're interested in the master course, here's all the information about it. I break down every single thing that this is going to solve, everything that it's going to provide. But honestly, I think the main thing for why you want to do the master course is because people are miserable in their journeys or they feel stuck. There's people that are spinning around in circles. They're saying, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know what's happening. Isn't he just supposed to drop in my lap? Isn't divine timing when they just turn around and they show up? When you're listening to all this crap in the community that's like these tarot card readings, that's basically been saying the same thing for the last, 10 years or longer? Oh, your divine masculine is around the corner. Well, what the problem with that is if you don't really have an understanding of what divine timing is, and you're not going to understand separation. We help you understand that so that you're like, oh, I get this. I understand what the separation is. I understand what the blueprint of the journey is and why things are the way they are. I understand where we're going with this. I understand why it's not my twin's fault, because the divine timing is based on spiritual or energetic strategy. Plus, if you've actually done the work, you're going to be in a position that you're vibing high enough to actually move into to come together with your twin. And it's not just based on vibration. It's based on soul growth completion. We are at go time right now where twins are actually locking into place, meaning they're locked and loaded, and their soul growth is complete, and they're ready to just move forward. They're moving into their teams. They're working together. They know exactly what their job is and how they're supposed to do it. And in that, it is where you move into a blissful place in your journey because you just understand it. You're not frustrated. You're connecting with your twin every single day. So there's no questions about what's going on with him or how come he's ghosting me. You don't have those questions if you know this stuff, because you're connecting with your twin and you know how to do it every day. You also can connect with teams, so team can help you overcome all the psychological barriers. You shouldn't need to study psychological, you shouldn't need to take a college course in psychology. You shouldn't need to take there shouldn't be anything you need to do other than energetic and soul mastery and soul growth. That's what this is. And everything in this course is complete. This has been my whole mission for the last 6 years, and the 3D has put this together. And this has been everything that team had asked me to compile, and it is complete. We don't need to add anything to it. And it applies to. So is there anything I want to ask you guys really quick that are up here? Is there anything that you didn't need, or is there anything that you felt was missing? Like, how much did this actually apply to each of you?
Well, a lot of it applied, and you were always asking us throughout the 4 months, what do we need? And everything was addressed. So, and I was thinking really hard the whole time, like, what is it that I need all the time? And then at the end of the course, I didn't really need anything. So that was really good. That I think it is very complete, and we did cover everything.
Awesome.
And I can say from my perspective, like I've been on this journey for 9 years. So I went in not really like I just wanted to support and kind of just whatever I just went in wanting to support and not really having any expectations. And because, I already know what the 144,000 is, how to use my abilities, things like that. But it just, by the end of the course, it just blew my mind because like I just leveled up on a whole new level. Like my abilities kicked in. I got mission stuff finally. So like it blew my mind. It exceeded my wildest expectations. So by the end of it, I don't really think that there was anything missing or that was needed that wasn't addressed. And it was great to be able to just ebb and flow. So basically whatever people in the group needed, we just kind of adjusted and addressed everything.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, the journey has evolved too. Like even like now we're in round 2, and in the last 2 weeks, even there's been a lot of things have been unlocked. We're moving into go time. I mean, actively, rapidly shifting into go time, and every day it's been something different. We're talking about hierarchy on Monday. Tomorrow, we're talking where people fit into it. Like people are legitimately day by day, boom, locking in your roles. Here's what you do. Here's who you report to. Here's who you're working with. And we're going to talk about those groups in a minute. But the first course, you guys basically mastered everything, and you're just rocking on and kind of exploring more. And ever since then, it's been, we just leveled up. We leveled up. And it's not that we are allowed to, it's not like we're learning more. It legitimately is more as opening up as things happen. So it's evolving. I don't know how to describe it other than that.
And one thing to add, like, I think this course is for everybody. So whether you're like new to the journey or whether you've been on this journey 10 plus years, there's something for everyone to get out of it. Because this journey is basically, it's constant, we're constantly evolving. We're constantly improving and fine tuning. So like that part never ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that the more, okay. So after you get through the first round, you guys are being catapulted in your specific, this is what I'm doing. Like, holy crap. Leah, you moved in your role 4 months ago, and it's been just like a whirlwind for you. Stancy, 6 days
it really
ago,
is.
days ago, just dropped in her lap. But it wouldn't have happened if you wouldn't have done the work first. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah, that stuff doesn't happen until you're basically at the right level or at the point in your journey.
Chrissy's saying the community is so sorry, my throat's been a mess lately, you guys. The community is so confusing and misleading. It makes you think that you close your eyes and open them, and there he is at your door. It's not like that at all, and you're committed to use. Yeah. That's so true. There's a misconception that it's just going to show up, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. So there's that. Why can't I learn this by myself? Nita, you were talking about something earlier. Do you mind sharing what you were talking about right before we came in here about navigating this through the community?
Yeah. So I've researched a whole bunch of stuff before I came into this, and I wanted to find something that was God-centered. Also, you can go to like Udemy and find all these courses on things, but you can't find anything really that is like this specific to this journey. And there's very few people who are on the journey, so that makes it even harder to find the right information, first of all. So, and I found a lot of value in being in this group and just taking part in the course as well.
One thing that you were mentioning as an example was this Violet Flame course. Can you describe that really quick?
Yeah, so one of my classmates mentioned that she was taking a Violet Flame course, and there's levels, level 1, 2, or 3, or something. I've never heard of it before, so I'm not too sure about what that is, really. I never looked into it, but I can imagine that the people that are teaching these types of courses, if they're kind of mainstream, they're not real twins, and they don't really understand the journey. And I've actually encountered that with a lot of people who kind of, like, they think they're twins, and they think they know about some of this stuff, but they don't really know because they don't actually have access to that. Like having like Violet Flame, I'm not sure if that's something that everybody has access to, or if that is just something that's specific to twins.
That's a really, really good point. And I want to use that as an example because Violet Flame is a universal element. Anybody that does Reiki could use it. Anybody that doesn't use Reiki can use it. It's just the same thing as Reiki. Anybody can learn Reiki and manipulate energy. Anybody can use the Violet Flame, and you don't need a course for it. The difference between twins understanding their strength in this is that what we teach you is that there are two elements that we need to be focusing on, and one is the Violet Flame, and one primarily is your twin flame. The Violet Flame it's an element that is one of the highest vibing elements to exist, but it's kind of dwarfed by the twin flame because the twin flame is the God spark. So those are the two primary elements that we use in all of our work. With our twins, with our missions, it's the Violet Flame and the twin flame. But the important thing is, how are you using these things? What are they used for? And then what are the rules behind it? First of all, the Violet Flame is calming and it's soothing. It's healing and it's soothing, pretty much is what it is. So it calms people down. It's very healing. That's what it's for. The twin flame, being one of the, if not the most pure element in the universe, is purifying and illuminating. But it also is absolutely lethal to lower vibration. So if you're moving into something and you're like, okay, my twin is having a really big problem over here. Learning how to use both of these elements you're supposed to use and when is really important. For example, people are just blowing, like they're sending Violet Flame to their twin when I'm like, don't do that right now. Because if your twin is supposed to be facing something that's going to help, that's going to bring them to a breaking point, as hard as it is, but team is pushing twins to move away from what doesn't serve them. If you're pushing Violet Flame into them, trying to calm them down because you want them to vibe really high, you're screwing it up and you're going to delay everything because you're going to kind of pull your twin out of being, primed to face this position and get to the point where they move away from it. You're just going to calm them down, and they're never actually going to get to the point where they take action at all. So this stuff ebbs and flows. It's constantly, you got to look at what's going in the community. Where are you at? What am I supposed to be doing? Because twins right now, DMs are being pushed to the meat grinder to move away what doesn't serve them. But if you're blowing, you're pushing violet flame on them, you're just basically, it's counterproductive to their process. So you're slowing them down and you don't even realize it. So we go through that. It's like, what you need to be doing is using your twin flame on them, because that's going to give them the strength that they need. It's going to put them in their purest place. It's going to clear their vibration out instantly. And if you know how to use it, you're going to put them in the highest vibing place possible. They're going to be in their strength. They're going to understand and feel that love from it, from you. There's their power, and they're going to move through their shit faster. So this is just one of the things that it's like, you can't just go out there and go, oh, everybody's using the violet flame prayer. You could be doing damage to your twinship and not even really understanding it if you don't understand the flame. It's things like that, right? So what we do is basically, we really help you understand. These are your tools. Untap them, uncover them, explore. This is how you help your twin. This is how you connect with your twin. This is how you're constantly helping them move through it. And then by doing that, you're helping them move through their journey, not stunting it for them. So people are doing a lot of unknown damage to their twinships and they don't even realize it. And then they wonder why their twin isn't moving, or they wonder why their twin is acting the way they are. It's like, do you even know how to keep them in their best space? Do you know how to empower them? Do you know how to strengthen them energetically if you're not talking? We've got everybody saying, well, you know, I haven't talked to him. We don't have any contact, or I haven't heard from her in, 6 years, or she's given me the finger. She just blocked me. And it's like, if you really know how to move through your connection and connect with them and communicate with them from a soul level, you know exactly what's going on with them. And you know, you have which tools to use and when. So it's really just learning how to take the tools out of your toolbox and really bond with your twin on a soul level and energetic level. And then you know how to exactly what to do in all times. So, Chrissy's saying, Merritt saying, I've not been validated, but connecting with my twin on the soul level, getting messages from team, etc. What I'm finding is that a lot of twins, when they, especially, be an example, there's one named, her name starts with an A. I want her to get in this class really, really bad, but she's just been pummeled. I had to do a dark clearing for her last week, and she's like, oh my God, my whole life has been in a blender. And I'm like, of course. But she's very strong. She just showed up and she said, wow, I have these mad abilities out of nowhere. This is what a twin sounds like. This is different than a soulmate. My heart chakra's going berserk. I can feel his energy around me all the time. I know there's dark on him, but he's pulling away from me because he's protecting me from it. I'm hearing him telepathically. I'm feeling him energetically. Everything that I do is coming from God. I'm moving through God. I feel led to you. I ask God for help. And then all of a sudden, even though I'm just brand new to this whole twin flame thing, I asked for help. And then I open my YouTube and you're right there. And I scheduled a session. Like, now they're just cranking through their journey. But she's like, I don't normally do that. And I said, did you ask God for help first? And she's like, yeah. And then 5 minutes later, shit's in my face. And I just felt like I had to do it. A lot of people do that. But the thing is, soulmates, a lot of the loving, a lot of the emotional things, but they're not experiencing the energetic things. And the heart chakra sensations are not experiencing these, they may be experiencing psychic abilities, but not merged with someone specific like this. So, Merritt, have you, I think you may have, I'm not sure, but there's a video that the actual differences between soulmate connections and twin flame connections. Go through that. Because if you're experiencing the stuff that only twins are doing, it's pretty likely that you have an actual connection, because usually the twins, this is completely different than you've experienced before. And it's not just the love and the connection. It's legitimately the energetic things that are different. You're having heart chakra palpitations. You're having, different feelings in your chest. That's not just emotional and lovey. It's legitimately like I'm having thumping, I'm having movement, I'm having burning, I'm having pain. It's on left and right in the middle. There's a lot of things that twins are experiencing. So, but part of this course is you've seen them all. Yeah. Okay. If you're connecting with them on a soul level and you're getting team and that's team. Okay. That's another thing in the community. I'm not going to go off on a tangent on this, but everybody says they're channeling something, but most of this isn't even accurate because we work directly one-on-one and we validated that who we're working with, like Archangel Michael is the most misunderstood archangel in the whole community. Everybody thinks they're connecting with him, but most of this isn't even Michael. And we all look at this and we're like, that's not Michael. 2+ years you've been going through this. Okay, very cool. Interesting. Okay. It seems to be that the twins that are actually strong and they're getting ready to get pushed in their place, they're either being pushed to move into all of this, like Michael's kicking your back and just launching you into it, like go figure it out and explore it so that you can get locked into place and do it. Or there's people that are being pushed to either do that, get it, or they're going to go off path because they really are just locked into, they're not going to get it because they're too wedged in their soulmate path. I'll give you an example. There's a guy that I went back and forth with email yesterday. He's not ever going to step into this path. He's already on the path, but he's being pushed to put all his blocks and his crap aside and his 3D ideas that this is just a journey that you're on. And he's, no matter how many times I explained to him what he's got, willing to do it. He's like, but I hear my guides and I'm going to go sit out in the sunshine and maybe you should get a job. And, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm like, you don't know the path. You're clearly resistant to it. No matter what I say to you, it doesn't get through your thick skull. And you're probably going to end up being moved into a soulmate path because that's the only place that you're willing to open up to. That's it. I saw 3 different twin pairs get pulled this week. 3, because tested and they failed because they're being pushed into their path, but they're saying, well, I'm going to refuse to do the work or I'm rejecting it. It's no joke. So if you're being pushed to move in the path, I would grab that by the balls. I'm not joking around. Team is not messing around. We have mission stuff moving into place right now. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going off on a tangent, but I'm so passionate about this. So I love that, Merritt. It's funny because we've been asking for the twins that work and find their place to be led to us. So if you're feeling like you really want to rock this and you feel like you've got a bigger, higher purpose, do whatever you can to get in this group. If you can't afford it, email me. We'll figure it out. Nikki, it's like, oh my God. I know. Don't make me go on a tangent. Yeah. Twins are getting pulled left and right. It's ridiculous. But you know what? If people really grasp that this is something that you have to really, it's not just sit around on your ass. You have to embrace your actual connection. You have to move into the work, which is different for everybody, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm not saying that you have to like dive into like a master's degree. That's not what this is. It's really not that hard. Like most of this you already have a grip on. Like we were talking about Sarah the other day. She just needed to realize it. Like in one day, the first day of the master course, she's like, oh my God, like this is what all this is. And this is who I am this whole time. And it's like, yeah, it twisted her inside out. Day 2, holy crap. I've had these abilities the whole time, but I didn't really recognize how to use them. Yeah. It really isn't that hard. It's not like you have to read a book 8 hours a day. Sorry, my throat's a mess. Chrissy's saying, I now feel so blessed, but it's been ups, downs, and twirling round and round and upside down. But not anymore, because you're going to rock it. And the thing with Chrissy is that the commitment, that's really all it is. If you got the commitment and faith in this and you really, it's the most important thing to you, let's make it happen. But we're starting again tomorrow. The next wave of the master course is starting tomorrow. If you want in, you're going to have to email me today. Let's figure it out. Otherwise, I'm going to have to bring you in and we got to start all over with you. Okay. And I think we kind of went over a lot of this already. I've already done so many twin flame programs and nothing helped. Why is this different? Because we're actually looking at the active flame stuff and we're honing on how you guys can actually use it, what you're supposed to be doing with it, so that you're not frustrated, so you don't feel like you're in separation and this sucks. Because once you understand this stuff, then there's really no question, and there also is no frustration. I look out in the community and I'm constantly seeing people, I hate it. But like there's these twin flame groups and people are posting comments all the time. Like, I'm just heartbroken and I can't stand to be away from it. And it's like, if you understood this stuff, knew how to use your connection that's given to you for this reason, this wouldn't be a problem at all. Wouldn't be a problem. You would be astral sexing your twin. You would be feeling them. I was sitting here yesterday at 2 a.m, getting ready to go on this live. And I literally felt my twin so strongly on the whole left side of my head and down my shoulder. I was like, woo, I feel you. Like, thank you. Because I was getting kind of amped up. I was on little twin bunny crack last night. And he was kind of like, it was on the soul level. It was instantly calmed me down to where I need to be. Because I literally asked him, like, oh my God, I need to calm down a minute and take this down a notch. Because I'm doing 8 things at once. I was getting all amped up. Immediately he came in and it was just like all on the left side. That's what you do for each other. So if you're missing your twin, you can help each other even if you haven't talked in like a year and a half. Leah, can you really, we call Leah the 5D queen. Can you describe how you use this connection in your journey and the validations you've got? Use your example in this. I love it. Leah, are you available? Okay. Do you mind if I share for you, Leah? She might not have dipped out for a second. Merritt, she said, Leah, here is the form for a validation session. If you really want me to, like, we can test it. We can totally test it, Merritt. Good idea already. We could probably bang right through this and then get busy on pushing you through what's next. Because it sounds strong to me, but yeah. Yeah, we can test it if you want. Yeah, and it just takes an hour. Seriously. And again, if cost is an issue, please reach out to me. We'll figure something out. I want to move into their journeys, and this is not about money. Oh, Leah is trying to talk here. Let's see if this helps. You might have to jump out and jump back in, Leah. I'm so sorry. For some reason, it's not letting her talk, but I love this story. Yeah, jump in and jump out. But Leah, I love this story because everybody in the community is complaining about, I see it every day. You guys see it. A lot of you guys are the ones posting this stuff, or you're in the comment section. It's complaining about missing your twin and you're heartbroken and you're giving up and he's not here or she's not there or they're off with a karmic and you really are miserable every single day. What is it worth for you to have a solution to that? Seriously. Because everybody here that's in this course is fighting for that, and that stuff is gone. Like, you know why you're not talking. You know why to help your twin through it. You know exactly what's going on with them because you're feeling them and you're helping them navigate it with strength. And usually it's because they're moving. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So while Leah's dipping back in, yeah, Leah has this really great story because she really only sees her twin maybe every year and a half. It's like every year and a half they have contact. a lot of times when she does happen to cross him, like in the street or something, he literally would turn around and run away. But every time, you know, she has been totally embracing her 5D, and throughout the validation sessions that I've done with her, or the connection sessions, like I go connect with her twin, and she's really embracing her 5D, and she's embracing her telepathy to the point where the only time she would do a session with me is to have me go look and validate what she's already been getting. And we're always the same. It's always dead on. If two people are using the exact same thing, that's called cross-reference. And if you look at the studies done by Gary Schultz at ASU, he did tests on psychic abilities. And he basically said, you know, a general working psychic that does this every day has an accuracy of about 85%. But when you have two twins, or not two twins, but two people that have psychic abilities, especially twins, because ours is stronger, and you're getting the exact same input, it's called two twins or more that are getting the same input. It's called reference, and what that indicates is accuracy. So we do a lot of that in the group. We do a lot of this in the group so that you can understand your abilities, get validations on the abilities that you're using, and get those validations that what you're getting is accurate, so that you move into the strength of it and the confidence in it, because your guys' stuff is accurate. You just don't give yourself credit. It's like Stancy all of a sudden started getting all these, she's like connecting with God, like one-on-one. And she was questioning the shit out of it for 5 days because he was just dumping stuff in her lap. So we've picked apart her stuff for 6 days, and she's 100% dead on. Everything she's getting is validated. So there's that. And Leah's stuck out in the abyss somewhere. Anyway, the whole point of her story was that she was mainly 5D. She worked her twinship on a soul level, which is what we're supposed to do, which is why we have these abilities, because we're supposed to be in separation. So a year and a half in, like every about year and a half, she'll connect with her twin. They spend time together in the 3D, and everything that she's been getting in the 5D, he validates for her in the 3D. Basically, everything she's been helping him through, he's telling her he just overcame it. Everything he's telling her on the 5D about how he feels for her, he's telling her this in the 3D. Everything that she's been navigating in the 3D or the 5D with him, he's validating it for her and confirming that in the 3D. This soul level connection between twins is no joke. And if you can embrace that, you're like 90% ahead in this journey than everybody in this community. You don't have to worry about what's going on. You have all the answers. And that's where the truth is. So 3D's a mask. Shouldn't be paying attention to it anyway. Okay. How's it going, Leah? Can you join? Her mic is totally stuck today, which sucks. Because she has like the best input ever. It's saying that you're muted on your end. I'm trying to unmute you and it won't let me. Okay. We might do just a video on 5D. So, okay. Why isn't this supposed to happen in divine timing? It is, but it's not what people think. Divine timing isn't like the card readers are telling you to sit around, it drops in your lap. Divine timing is when it's all in alignment with spiritual war. It has to do with energetic strategy between dark versus light. That's all that is. And we have to take turns. So if you understand the entire blueprint of spiritual war, how this aligns with all of us in our roles, the timing of when we step into is in directly alignment with what's happening in Revelations and in the Bible, which is happening on the ground. So if you look at Revelations you compare it to what's going on in the world, it perfectly aligns with what we are moving into as a group of 144,000 and leading. It's all in alignment. We are using our abilities in alignment. There are very specific things in Bible that talk about union, when union happens and how it sparks off. We this to you so that you understand what that timing is. When you understand what the timing is and you understand your role in it is to be as vibing high as possible, and how you do that is that you embrace your ability with your twin, so you're in a high vibing hate place. All these things that you need to do just to be able to be in the place where you can spark off when you're supposed to. That's all it is. It's just like you're on a roadmap. It's almost like the journey has mile points. So if you understand it, then it takes all the pressure off your twin. All you have to focus on is loving your twin and then focusing on the bond, because you know that you're helping them. Then there's no anxiety, no lack, there's no missing. It's legitimately, this is when this is supposed to happen. I'm watching it unfold. This is the first time that we've ever seen team move twins into the end of the journey. We are in the end of the timeline where stuff is going to start popping off. That's why we're pushing this master course, to be honest. So twins are moving into mission. In order to move into mission, you have to be in a place where you have embraced the connection and guidance from team. So you've embraced your connection with team. You understand your abilities. You understand how to clear and protect each other and keep each other vibing high. And you understand what's really going on. Once you're there, then you got to look, people are starting to snap into their missions, like left and right, like 4, I can tell you 4 of them in the last 4 months, but now it's getting rapid fire. Now it's like every week, somebody else. Like we had Stancy pop into her role on, basically I think it was last Sunday. But they started giving it to her a week before that. So in the last 2 weeks, Stancy has gone from, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, basically mastered in all my other stuff, but I just don't know what my role is yet. And they just dropped it in her lap. So she moved through it on her own for about 6 days. And then she reached out to me, and then I helped pull her into it because I knew exactly what that was. So she got pulled into a role in a matter of 2 weeks. She was completely locked and loaded. Eamon, we just got information on him yesterday and how he's locked into his role. He knows exactly what his hierarchy is. He knows what he's supposed to be doing. Is he fighting dark? Nope. And we're looking at him going, we don't know what his role is. We don't know what his role is, but he's mastered his all hell. Yesterday we were in mission work, and we were like, okay, what are these groups? Here's Eamon's group. And does he fight dark? Do energy work? Or like healing? Nope. Is he supposed to just be out there in love? Nope. Is he supposed to be kind of teaching? Well, in a way, but Eamon is supposed to be Eamon. Like, he's one of these people that he doesn't have to go out and do all this complex bullshit. His, like what God called him is that he just dipped out. Yeah. The long and the short of it is his role is very, very unique to him, and it's not very complex and action oriented. Like, he is leading a group just in modeling his mastery in his twinship from a divine feminine standpoint. It was really cool. And he does that already. We're like, okay. But basically what God said about him was that his soul growth is complete, and now he's locked into his path. So there's that. So here's the thing. Once you understand how to navigate your journey, once you understand how to connect with team and you learn all the basic stuff, then people start having their distinctly specific missions. You move through it at the right place. So Leah did 4 months ago, but the timing of that was very orchestrated. I look back at now and like, I can see why they held her back. It wasn't that they were holding back. She basically was learning and training with us the whole time. And then some things needed to be moved out of the way. in the right timing to move her in. And then she just basically was locked and loaded. With Stancy, same thing with Eamon. And how that works is that it just starts flooding in one day. And then usually we'll pull them into it because I know where you guys are going. I can see it. And so I'm like, okay, Stancy, what do you got going on? And then she's validating it, and I'm helping her uncover it herself. I'm not telling her. I'm helping her uncover it herself. So everybody out there has a very distinctly unique mission for them. There seem to be 4 groups of twins. There are the warriors. There are the healers. There are the ones specifically supposed to love, but they have very specific ways that they do it. These are the warm and fuzzy, like the DFs that are just all gushy all the time, and they can't get the smile off their face, and they're just emanating love. They have specific purposes for that, and they need to find out what that is. Then there are the ones that are, kind of assisting and helping. Like one of Stancy's roles is basically bringing people towards God. So everywhere she goes, she's having these conversations, and she's leading people just like you guys in the community to connect with God. So everybody has a distinct purpose. And then once you understand your abilities, pretty much then it all floods in your lap. We can help you validate it, and then you lock into place. It's really cool. But it's rapid fire happening through groups. So it's really exciting. Yeah, Stancy had to go. Okay. Nita had a really good question. Does this even align with values or path? Like, does this even make sense for me? Because how do I know if this is even the right thing I'm supposed to do? Nita, do you want to explain that? Because that was a concern when you were moving through the community for you.
Yeah, so when I was looking for information, I wanted things to align with the values that I hold in my own life. And so finding the value in this course, it really helped me because the values do align with my values. And that's like a God-centered path. That is what aligns with me.
Totally. Do you mind, like you just have been exploring what your mission is on the 3D lately. Do you mind sharing that?
Sure, yeah. So I've been exploring my mission, but it's actually started coming to me about 2 years ago. And I decided to leave the world of accounting to go into massage therapy and like holistic healing. So that's where I make my money. I'm trying to earn my career through there, and it's part of my mission path.
How is this different than anybody who does massage therapy? How is this more of a twin path for you than just a 3D career?
Well, I was like pulled away from accounting. I was planning to be an accountant for the rest of my life. And then I got like pulled off of that path. Like I thought I was doing okay for a bit, and then I hit a wall, and I couldn't go any further in that career path. So, and I knew that I didn't want to do it anyways. I was just getting these ideas of going into massage therapy and healing and all that stuff. And I think oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I think that that was like a knowing put in my brain by God.
How is your healing? Because you're in a class with a bunch of other people. There's people all over the world that do massage therapy. How is the way that you do it different as a twin from the standpoint of you're moving into what is your twin path, and what does this have to do with? Because a lot of people go, I do Reiki, I do massage, and I'm like, this is different.
Okay.
So what have you learned to uncover about your angelic side and your twin side that is in this path for you?
So I'm not sure if other people can do this, but I'm always able to pick up where people are injured and I can feel it sort of. I don't know if that's something specific to twins or our abilities or whatever, or if everybody can do that kind of thing. But yeah, that's kind of what I do, and then I'm able to like just fix it usually, like I try to at least. And a lot of people are like very grateful of like from injuries and stuff. That's what I want to specialize in. So yeah, that's like I'm not sure what else I could say about that though.
She really has tapped into abilities, and the twin fire is one of the most the twin fire, but the violet flame, right? I understand the violet flame's healing, but the twin fire, what that does is it purifies things back to its original state. And you can't just put twin fire in anybody. We're not allowed to use it on anybody that's not a twin. But to a certain extent, the energy coming out of your hands, Nita, because you're supposed to be using your abilities that you've honed in on. You have some powerful stuff coming out of your hands that, first of all, you just know where somebody's in. And then not only that, you put your hands on them and you've got these abilities flowing through you that's like purifying this stuff. So, and then it's almost like she's been drawn to help people that are injured for that reason, because they're not finding relief anywhere else through normal 3D methods. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a whole new level of healing that's not just 3D. And I know, I'm not even going to say that out loud. That's something personal about my twin, but whatever. What I'm telling you is that a lot of people feel that fire and that extra energy, like pushing out their hands, and other people can feel it. It's like, holy crap. It feels like you've got heat shooting out your hands. That's just one of the things that we have to tap into. My mission's very different. I fight dark. I remote all over the place and fuck shit up. I know how I use my twin element to do that. I've been doing it for 6 years. I do it all the time. I know exactly what my role is on a spiritual side. I'm also working with twins on a collective level. But on a spiritual, everything that I do in my spiritual mission is based on my abilities. I remote travel. I can pop into an environment and deal with something that manifests, and then I'll see it validated that whatever I saw go down, I've seen that show up in social media from the people that were there that I don't even know them. So we get validations as we go. My 3D mission is basically help you guys tap into your own. Leah, are you able to talk? Is it working?
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Okay, finally.
It's a miracle.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about moving into your mission and how that's different? Yours was very specific too.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure how much I can say, but it kind of, in terms of my mission, like things just my ability started to flood in really quickly. And then I started asking him about what my mission and what my role is. And they started to give me a little more specific information. It was like they just kind of flooded me in a time span of 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, like I was kind of in my position, in my mission, basically kind of had pretty much it all down. So it kind of just popped out of nowhere, but.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And she's getting more and more every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So everybody's is different, but you got to have the basic foundation of how to move through this with your twin and team and your energy and frequency, and know how to keep each other clear so that you can unlock that. That's basically what this is. If you understand this, the foundations, what every twin needs to know in order to be able to do that, you're unlocking your mission once you master it. It's probably the best way to put it. Would you agree with that? Yeah.
Definitely. 100%.
Okay. We're almost done. People are asking what's in it. Leah put in the comments. I think I start it. Yeah, it's up in the start section. Let me highlight it again. what's in this course is, where did it go? It's in the start section. Nope. I lost it again. Hold on. Here it is. It's right there. There's really like 8 weeks, and it's not super, super intensive. Well, it is, but there's a good portion of the twins that had mastered the first master class are joining this one, and they're literally so committed. They're there every single day, and they're helping the new people. We work on all of the things that are listed. Go to the webpage. It lists everything. It lists what we're trying to help you guys fix in your journeys. This is the goal. We really want you to move into a place where everything is blissful, and there really is basically 8 different categories. That's it. That's all you really need to know. You do not need to know all of this, the DID, the dissociative, that you don't need to know all that stuff. If you are being drawn to specific things like that course, is because that's specific to you and your journey. You may have to help humanity with that for some reason, but the journey as it's outlined on this page is complete. If you are a twin, this is everything you need to know to completely move forward into locking yourself into where you need to be. That's it. And then beyond that, then you just start exploring on the side, like, how does this apply to me and what am I supposed to do with it? Team will start handing you how you apply this to what's specific to you, because everybody has a different journey. You really need to understand divine timing. Your frustration goes out the window when you do. What is the spiritual war blueprint? What is the blueprint? Why are we here and what are we supposed to be doing? Connecting with team, with Holy Father God, how to validate, how to actually get the guidance so you know what you're supposed to be doing every day when you wake up. There's no question. It's like, what am I supposed to be doing today? They'll move you through your entire journey, but you got to know how to validate them. You got to know how to connect with them, and you got to know how to get guidance back, not just pray. Connecting with your team or your twin, so that in every single moment, you know exactly what's going on with them. You can tap into them. You can help strengthen them, help them move through their journey, get rid of their blocks, understand why, if they're ghosting you, the divine timing helps you with that too. So basically, every possible thing you need to know, how to keep you and your twin clear, how to manipulate energy and use your energy, what you're supposed to do with it, what that means for you, what that means for your twin. Everything you need to know to navigate this journey so that you can lock it, your mission into place and explore what that means to you is in there. So this page breaks it all down. So my question is, if you're super committed, what's stopping you guys? What else is stopping you? There should be no financial barrier. If you have a financial barrier and you're 100% committed, just email me. We will figure it out. What else is stopping you guys? What do you need to understand? Anything? There is a mission place or a mission group that is within this master place group that we're starting to see people lock into and form. There were 7 people missing. We found 3 of them yesterday. They were in our groups already. We were bringing them in. 2 of them are already in. There are 4 more people out there that belong to this group. We were asking God who they're, because we really want you guys to be able to work together. And there's 4 missing. So God said basically he's going to lead them to us. What this means is, are you super committed to your journey? Is this something that could apply to you? If not, we've got all different hierarchies in here too. So there might be somebody that is within your group, but we really want to find these 4 people that are super committed. They're leading other twins in whatever way they do. They all do it in a different way. And we're really trying to find you. So if you think this is you, or if you want to explore what your mission is, if you really want to rock this, let's figure it out. So my email is in the description box, but also here, I'm going to put it right here for you. There you go. Somebody's got a chat going on. Hold on a second. Nikki's like, love you guys. She's our teddy bear. Nikki's our little sweet thing. She's just so adorable. But we have all different groups in here. Like everybody is a different part of the body, and we're all moving together like a Swiss timepiece. It's really cool. Like I'm all warriored out. Nikki is like a teddy bear. Trish is our lighthouse. Lee is like Braveheart. Eamon is like the perfectly perfected DF that just knows exactly how to move his twin where she needs to be. Everybody has a different place. Stancy's like connection with God is ridiculous. Tracy does everything. So there we go. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I know this was long, but if you have any questions, either put it in the comment box, email me. But if you want to make this rock, we are starting another wave tomorrow. We got new people in there already. If you want this to be you or you want to explore this, email me and we'll figure it out. Anything else you guys want to add? Nikki, Eamon, Leah, about things that may have helped you make this decision, or things that you think would be helpful for people to know about your experience?
I just think that there's something in it for everyone. So if you want to move forward in your journey, you'll find benefit in it.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of where you're at.
Yeah. Everybody make huge growth. Like everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think there was one person that kind of didn't. But that was her job. Like, she really needed to explore, honestly, why this isn't the path for her. But because of it, she's moving herself into a different path that is where she actually needs to be. That very, very rarely happens, but she had so much insight for everybody. And I think what the reason for that was, what we were being shown, was that the twins way too intense for her. She's like, I just really want to move into this path, but this is holding me back. So it was one person that I've worked with that was basically saying, I'm going to beat my head against this wall to find out why I shouldn't have to. Because it's not the path for her. And then she basically came to this commitment where she said, you know what, I really want to have a 3D life, and I want to move into a light path, and I want to do light work. And this twin flame stuff is too much. So a lot of people are finding their better paths just by exploring this one. Because there's a lot of people in the community that are actually not even twins, and they're beating their head against the wall, and they really are just like, this is torture and I can't have it anymore. You don't even really need this master course to do that. But I'm always available to help people find their right path. I think that's what's important, is having that clarity. But the people that do really need to move into this path, this is basically the best way to do it. Explore it. So.
And I think another benefit to this is, like, you get a group of people, like you have a support group. So you have somebody to go to, like, for answers or for questions or for support, guidance, whatever you need, which is nice to have, because until, like, I found or came across this group, I really didn't have anything. I was by myself in it. So the support, and even in this group more specifically, being able to interact with each other on a daily basis is great.
Yeah, you're like a little family.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are, and I love it because you don't need sessions anymore. The only reason people get sessions is like something really crazy goes down and they want it validated. Because they're too close to it. They're like, okay, this is a little off the wall. Can you look at this for me? Because I just want somebody to validate this for me. They already know what to do. Because some of this stuff is way too close. You're like, how do I know this is not me? We work through this, but you guys are all reaching out to each other. Like, you don't need sessions because you have each other. Like, we're in group every single day. We have a group for people that are done with it, but even after you guys have all mastered it the first time, now we're just basically moving in our missions together, which is really cool. So we're just evolving in the place where you're locking into it. And a lot of you guys are in mission together. And we're learning that more and more a day, how connected you guys are in your teams. And I think a lot of you guys were drawn together here for that reason. So we have buddy groups where you guys actually use your abilities on each other and test them. You connect for each other and check on things to get validations for each other, which is how you move into the confidence of the abilities you have. It's really, really cool to watch it. But and a testament to that too is that every time I come and do these lives, you guys don't get paid for this. You don't get anything out of it, but you guys are also committed. You just jump in here anyway, because you become so close that this has become a priority for you. So I really appreciate it. I just invite you guys. I don't expect anybody to join, but you guys keep doing it. Even Eamon at like 2 a.m. yesterday, he was like, I'm in, and he just jumped in. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now, Eamon? It's like 3 a.m. So your commitment to your journeys is like far exceeds anything else out there. And you're not alone. It also helps you understand how you're not crazy either. Because this journey is a comic book. Most twins come to me going, I think I'm fucking nuts. I think I'm crazy, but like, no, you're actually not. There just aren't that many of us out there that are experiencing this. Because there are only 144,000 pairs in the entire world, which is less than 1% of the population. And we're all connecting and sharing this stuff together. So it's really validating to find out that you're not completely alone in this. And then we're taking it one level deeper, which is we're like connecting every day. And through the group, through the master, or through the app, you guys are messaging. It's like, hey, I need help with this. Hey, I have a question with this. And there's like 6 people answering you. It's really cool. Which is how I learned Merit was from Finland. She's like, I didn't get to join the live because you're 10 hours ahead. I was like, where are you from? Finland. Nice to meet you. It's kind of why I did it earlier today. It was paying attention to you saying that you couldn't make these because it was too late. So I thought, let's make them earlier. Hopefully you can join. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. So we just ebb and flow with what everybody needs. And we're like a big, happy family. And you are welcome. So there's that. Unless anybody has anything else to share. Love you dearly. We'll be back with more. Have a good Sunday. If you want to join, do not hesitate. Reach out to me today because I want you to be in by tomorrow. Don't drag your feet. Oh, Merritt, you have a really good question. So even the masterclass right now, we have mostly the US. We have Canada. We have, well, Hawaii. We consider that US, but Sarah's way out in the middle of nowhere. She's not mainland US. We have New Zealand. We have Australia. We have somewhere else. I know we have Europe here too. We have the UK. Yeah, we have people from all over the world. And so we work with your time zones. Here's another question is I can't join the, one of the 3 that we wanted in here. She's like, there's no way I can get on the lives and participate live. We have recordings every day. If you can't join, we have recordings available after, so you never really miss anything. You can do it at your own pace. And it's all logged in a little library for you. So as long as you're getting the information, it's available to you. Yeah. New Zealand, Australia, UK, US, Canada, all over the place. So we do take time zones into consideration because we couldn't be more extreme than Hawaii, mainland US, Australia, and New Zealand. It basically is like we're doing these in the middle of the day and it's 5 a.m. to Stancy and it's 10 house and it's just like, so that's why we do recordings. We try to make sure everybody has the opportunity to hit it at a time zone. And we do ebb and flow too. Like as people come in, it's like, all right, let's try it at 9 a.m. next week and see how that works. And then we had new people. Okay, 7 p.m. works better. We really try to ebb and flow with making sure you guys can participate as much as possible. But if you cannot, the recordings are there, and we are also available in the buddy groups. You'll have smaller groups of like 3, 4, or 5. You guys get to also, you can use my Zoom and schedule Zoom meetings and get in there when it's convenient for you 3, 2, or so you still have buddy group time where you can coordinate between the smaller group of you. So there's that. Chrissy's like, I literally started crying last night thinking about you guys. We just got her in here yesterday, and it was so exciting because she tried to do the course at first. I know I did an intake with her, and the cost was overwhelming because of her situation. And so she didn't join. And I'm like, yesterday, I knew she was supposed to. I'm like, Chrissy, you're one of these 3. Why didn't you join? And she was like, I can't afford it. And I was like, well, figure it out. So, yeah, Lyra's like, her, Chrissy. So we got her in here yesterday, and she's so excited. We are so excited to have her. We know that her mission, who she is. We know what she's supposed to be doing. We know what her hierarchy is. And we're like, you have to get your butt in here. I rarely felt fully understood or heard. I love this community and journey. It brought me to you, Lynn, and everyone else. Yeah, it's not just me. I bring all this together, but that's my job. Everybody up here right now, Lyra, I keep calling Lyra. Leah, Nikki, Eamon, Stancy, Tracy, we all have a part in it. You have a team. It's not just me. So everybody that has already mastered is here. They're locked and loaded, and they're so amazing. And literally, we were bringing in people underneath the umbrella of the Graceful Connection as a whole. They're finding their own part in it. Like Stancy, she's doing the God Says now. Lee and I have a project that we are going to unveil as soon as we get it put together. But team gave us a whole avenue to help you guys to help people that are not twins and to help light workers have access to some of this stuff that they can use. This isn't just for twin flames. Some of it is, some of it isn't. Like if you want to step into your abilities and learn to use the violet flame, anybody can do that. If you want to learn to keep your vibration high and clear dark and clear your house, we got people that are like, I got a demon in my house. It was like, we have a clearing for that. But we're moving and putting together a project where she's coming on board to put that in place so that you guys have access to the tools you need without needing the master course. So there's that. Tracy, I gave Tracy through her mission, her 3D mission, like 3 years ago. Team gave her this giant project to do that's going to help people. We brought her in as an essential oils expert, but Tracy has a unique skill set in the 3D that kind of mimics my twins, to be honest. Where they do a lot of the same things, but they're helping people in a very organic, natural way with herbs, with like this natural healing, with essential oils, with herbs, with a lot of this stuff that also applies to the end time timeline, which is gardening and being self-sufficient in a natural way, not needing to use chemicals and things that are not good for vibration. And Tracy's, we were doing some mission work for yesterday, and I'm like, I'm wondering how Tracy is supposed to fit into this. And then she's like, I'm only missing one thing. I'm like, oh my God, team handed that to me in November. So she's moving into her 3D mission. It's like, holy crap, it's just little pieces are falling into place. But we have a whole team here. It's not just me. I'm a DM and not everybody relates to me, but as a team, we all have something different to contribute and something different to offer you, and a different way that people relate to us differently. So I've had people come to me and go, oh my gosh, I really want to be connected to Eamon. I relate to him. And the same thing with Leah, and the same thing with Tracy, and the same thing with Stancy. So In the buddy groups, I'm trying to put you in the first 2 weeks with people that were mastered before that you are feeling drawn to and relate to. So it's very personal, it's very connected, and it's very loving and peaceful. That's who we are. Just crank through your stuff and do it in a way that's graceful and rock it. That's what it is. So there's that. Anything else? An hour and a half later, it's a lot of information. Merritt saying that was actually quite interesting that there are many DMs in this social community group. Oh my gosh, I know. There are a lot of female DMs in our group. There are a lot of them. Like, there's a higher percentage of female DMs in our group than there are male. We also have a lot of male DFs in the group. But I think that's because, well, there's a lot of, from a leading standpoint, a lot of these people are supposed to lead. And they're stepping into that. Like Eamon, he's a male DF, but he's supposed to lead a giant group of twins in that specifically as leading from a DF standpoint. And that's his job. That's his mission. I don't know how he's going to do it on a soul level. We don't know how that's going to unfold for sure. We just literally got that handed yesterday. So I was exploring him through chat at 3 a.m. and we don't know what that is going to unfold for him, but it will. And so now the next question is, okay, what are you supposed to do with that and how? And so team's going to start giving him little pieces of that. So his whole journey and his mission's unfolding. He's locked in place. He's starting to move through it. He knows who he has to lead. He knows who he's connected to. And he knows what he's doing. He just doesn't exactly know all the pieces of how, but that's part of it. He'll figure it out as we go. It's pretty cool. So where are the DFs and the DMs in the group? When you log into the group, you're going to see a lot of us have a thing that says what we are. Like mine says, I'm a female DM. Right underneath your name. I think it's under topics. Go in there and you can, if you need help exploring that, that's part of the masterclass too. And once this round is built and all the content is put into place, then you guys, like, there's going to be a lot of free access for you guys. It's just the instructional stuff where we have to walk you through it is going to have to be put through the master course itself, where you have to invest in it. So part of the reason that we're doing this and we're building it together is because a lot of this content, there's a lot of people out there that just need they just need to understand it. They don't necessarily need to wind through it. They don't necessarily want to learn it, but they just want to be able to have this information. But the interesting thing of the DM and the DF dynamic is something that's kind of untouched in the community. And it actually goes through. So like, say, for example, I am a female DM, but I actually come from the male side of the spark. I come from, or the masculine side of the spark. So it's like almost you got like skin tones, right? You know what ethnicity you are. You know what kind of like color skin you have, but then you also have tone underneath. Every person is a human, female or male. You are moving through your journey from a masculine or feminine standpoint. And then you also have to consider that part of the influence of that is what side of the spark you came from. So like where Leah and I are partnered, I'm a female DM and I'm on the masculine side. Aren't you on the feminine side, Leah, of the spark?
I think I'd have to be, but yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, and the thing with us too is that her mastery is more from a, like she's got more of a, like your feminine side of you is your strength, where mine is I'm like cut to the chase masculine, but my role needs that. It's not that it's a block. I have to have a problem with injustice because I have to use that as a strength when I'm using my abilities in my mission. So I have to have this masculine go get them balls away, because if I don't have that, I'm not going to be able to do what I'm supposed to do. Where Leah is the one that, didn't they tell you before you knew what you were supposed to do that your role had to do with calming the chaos or something?
Yeah, it was like creating order from chaos was what I kept
Yeah.
getting.
And that's what you've been doing. Like, as all this shit's been unfolding and you moved into your role, people moved out of theirs, me doing this whole business structure, changing everything, it's been you. It's been, you have been the rock.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that's completely mastered. You're just doling out help. You're kind of calming people down. It's like, but you also are a fighter. Yeah. So you're a hardcore warrior. I mean, like the hardest of, like, you're one of the very hardest core warriors. That DM in you to do that.
Yeah.
But from a feminine standpoint, where mine is balls out, masculine.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about it that way, but you're so right. Because most of the time I thought I was the DF in this journey, but I think I'm a DM, but I've had to navigate a lot of this journey kind of in a DF-y way, or from the DF perspective.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But we had to uncover that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was during the master course that I kind of like, it all kind of clicked into place and like the light bulb turned on.
Yeah. I think it was in the, like, the just understanding the twin flames and the 144,000 and just the basics of it. I think that's what we did in the DMDF. We did it in that week, the first week.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get your finger on what you are and why. Like, there are characteristics to the DM energy and the feminine energy. And it's not just emotional characteristics. It's also the direction that you navigate your journey from too. Because I thought I was a DF the whole time. Well, not the whole time. I didn't even know I was a twin for the first 2.5 years. I knew I had this connection. My twin did. He was the DF. He was leading me. When my Kundalini sparked the second time and I moved into this shit flooded in, here's why you had your Kundalini, here's what it is. Like, I was fully in corporate. I was in a 3D world big time. But team dropped this in my lap. I knew I was a twin. I was looking out in the community for answers. And because I was a female, I thought I was a DF. So I navigated it that way, even though I'm leading, right? Team is like, get your ass out there and deliver these messages and help people with it. And then validate the living crap out of it. And then they're moving into my dark side at the same time, the dark fighting that I have to do on the soul level. And I thought, because I was a female and also because I'm out trying to help twins, I thought I was leading my twin the whole time, but he kicked my ass. Like, I was running and I didn't even know it, because I was under the false perception that because I was a female, I was a DF. And that's not the way it was. And it really, because my twin had been leading me the whole time and I wasn't listening to him. And he was really patient, like DFs are. And he was like, when are you going to quit running, Lynn? I'm like, I'm not running. Can't cut the connection. And then I would like block him and disappear for a couple weeks. And then I had to go running, crawling back. I'm sorry, I can't cut this. And he's like, told you, when are you going to quit running? It's like he was leading me the whole time from a very, very master DF perspective. But we had to unravel and pick this shit apart and go, why is this happening like this, to get it? But that's what we bring up in the masterclass to help you guys kind of, if you understand how you're navigating this, then you understand how your twin navigates it, because it's going to be opposite as you until the end. So that's part of the strength in understanding it all, is if you understand you, then you understand where you're, then everything they do makes sense. Then you know how to help them. Then it's not their fault. Because I was an asshole to my twin for a long time. Poor man. And you know what he would say? One of my favorite things he ever said to me was, he was like, I love you, even when you're being a little bitch. Because it was for a long time. So there's that. Someone is asking, Merritt's asking, is anyone in union? Very, very few. And here, I got a new one yesterday. There are 3 couples that I know of twins out of everybody that I've ever worked with that are in union. One of them is Rena and Udam, who are in the they're in that video about how they had to get the dark off them because they were together. They had kids together. They got real dark. Udam didn't want to face it, but then he comes back a week later after we cleared it off, and he was like, okay, I got it. That's what happened, and let's rock forward. And now they're very strong, but that had to happen to them when it had to happen for a very specific reason for them, because they're leading in a different way. That had to happen because of their 3D mission. There's another couple that are just beautiful. They're just anyway, long story short, they're having a hell of a time with dark. They got married 2 years ago. Their anniversary was recently. They're beautiful. There's a reason that they had to come together when they did, because if they wouldn't have, dark would have taken one or both of them out. It was that bad. When they signed up for their dark MIDI, Tanny and I were at the time, we're like, oh my God, you can't wait till Wednesday. Like, they booked it for like the next, like, we're going to move everything out of the way and get you in here tomorrow because he's not going to make it. And he admitted it. He was like, I'm like, this is bad. There's something specific with them. Then there's another couple that's in union, and I'm not going to get really specific about them, but they were in union because, and they go back and forth from being in union. They even had a child together. Like, they've got all of these things going on, and they're like been back and forth in union, and they're struggling. They're having a hell of a time. What team showed me, because I always ask these questions, I'm like, why are some in union and some are not? If we're not supposed to be, then why do they get to be in union? There's a story for each of them. That is struggling, and they're in union, and they have all of these things that are binding them together. The only reason that they got to have that is because they're not going to stay on a twin mission, or they're not going to stay in a twin journey. They're refusing the journey. They don't want to do the work. This was handed to them so that they learned as much as they could, but they're resisting the actual twin work. And then their soulmate journey is being handed to them, but now they have at least the tools that they got till now, and they connect with team so that their soulmate journey is handed to them, and they get to navigate that. They don't want to do the twin work. It's killing them. So they're going to be able to navigate through that way. So it's actually not going to be a permanent thing. Because I was like, why in the hell do they get to do all this stuff? I'm not even wanting to do their work. All they want to do is complain about it. And God's like, because it's not going to stick. This is the first time that we've seen twins actually move away from what doesn't serve them. And the first time that we're even willing to say the union word out loud in the last few years, because normally we don't like to dangle that carrot, because team just rips it away. And we don't want people focused on that. We want people focused on the actual work, doing what they have to do so that they're in the beautiful place and they understand where union fits in with them. But team is actually giving us, within the last week, a union timeline that 6 different people in the group have been getting the same thing from team, and it's blowing our minds. It is around the corner for certain people. We can see how it works out. They're also showing us who that applies to, in what order, why. Some people are going to be tested with this and fail, and then here comes a walk-in that's going to just rock in and do it. It's really complex, but it's kind of not once you understand it. So the whole key is, in order for that to happen, you have to have the foundation taken care of, and then you need to be ready to be locked and loaded, because you won't go into union if you're not locked and loaded. That's the thing. Nikki's like, oh my God, I was getting union stuff yesterday too. Yeah, this is the first time that we all have been giving a timeline on this. They wouldn't give it to us before, because God was like, if we give you a timeline, we're going to just yank it away from you, and then it's going to be replaced, and after a while you're going to get pissed. So the timelines that are in the, and here's the thing, you guys have been timelines through the cards. I never give those. We haven't been giving those until recently, and we are only giving union timelines to the people that are already get them, because they're prepared for them. They know exactly what this means for them. And then they're just moving into doing what they have to do so that everything unfolds and they're right where they need to be in time for that. I asked team several times about why if you look in the community, all the cards say, oh, your DM is showing up in a week. And they've been doing this for the last 10 years. Why are twins getting this misleading information? Like 6 years ago, we were hearing that union is around the corner and it doesn't happen. You know, it's not happening. I'm like, but why? Like, why did you dangle the carrot the whole time? And he said, I had to do that to keep you hanging on because you always think it's around the corner. If I would have told you 6 years, that 6 years later, this is where you are in the path, would you have stayed on path, or what have you said, fuck this, I'm going to go marry somebody else and then we'll address it when it's time? He said people wouldn't have moved into anything at all. And ask yourself this. If you're going to be given a union timeline now and you're moving into your role and you know exactly what that means for you, if team would have told you 8 years ago that it would be 8 years before you're right here, right now, getting this information, seriously, what would you have done with that? As humans, he didn't trust us with it. And none of us were in a place we would have stuck around. We would have said, fuck this shit. I've said it myself. Why in the hell am I beating my head against a wall for nothing? That's something for 10 years from now or whenever. He didn't trust us with it, and he's right, honestly. Because would you still be here if he would have told you what the timeline was 10 years ago? Be honest with yourself. None of us were mastered enough to be able to have accepted that. The mastery had to come in time. So, does that make sense? Hey, Jojo, I see you. Do it. Let's do it. I'm feeling very strongly about that with you. So whatever's holding you back, can you and I work it out somehow? Here's another thing. There's 2 more people that have been in this chat in the last couple days, in the last couple lives that I have seen, and people that are making comments, and I have a very, very strong pull to you for a reason. If your name is Aiden A and you have been commenting back and forth with me about, you asked a really good question about something about the one that we just covered today about, is this, like a lot of people are saying that this path of the twin, like in witchcraft, and it's dark and all this kind of shit. I've been commenting with you back and forth. You're strong as hell. Will you please email me? We need to pull your butt in here. You need to be in here. We'll figure it out. There's also somebody that was in the live chat right neck and neck with Chrissy when I was doing that rant from that God Says the other day, and your name was Alexa Novak, I think, and your icon was a blue background with a white A. If that's you, please email me. I want to talk to you. There's some of you out there, like I'm feeling a pull to for a reason. We always get a pull for a reason. And then me and Tracy and Leah and Stancy get together, and literally, what are you getting? And all of the same names are coming out for different roles. We know you guys are out there. So if you want to move into your mission, we're like begging you to do it. There's a reason for it. So let's figure it out. Seriously, nothing should stop you. I don't care if it's money. I don't care if it's time. There's always a way around it to get what you need and to make this happen. So anything else? Chrissy's going, that reminds me, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. I love God's validations. Union is a hierarchy thing too. What happens is, and I shouldn't be describing this, but they actually picture it in Revelations. It's in there. The higher hierarchy sparks off in a certain order, in a certain way, and it ripples out, and then it hits the next hierarchy that activates them. They spark off, they ripple out, and then it's like a fucking domino effect. And it goes hard and fast, and we have to and what dark is doing at the same time, but not only just keep up with them and balance with them, we have to do it in a way that we're stronger than them, so we're also raising the vibration at the exact same time. So there's a lot of people that are like toying with their twin right now, where there's a few that are kind of going back and forth, it's not time for that solidification of the actual physical union yet. It's going to be in your hierarchy timeline, but you're kind of stepping into that. And there's reasons if this is happening to you in the 3D level, there's reasons for it. But understanding it is key. So there's that. And Merit's saying yes. So there's that. Anything else? It's really exciting. It is so exciting the last week. All of these groups. There's 9 levels. It all pans out. Some of them in the 144,000, some of them are outside, but it's all really, really fascinating to watch people lock in to their specific positions. And then we're also seeing other people that are locking in that are connected to that person. It's like, holy shit, your little team is just folding before us. So there's that. Anybody else up here have anything to add? You guys just wishing I would stop talking now?
No, I think it's really great just to see everybody kind of lock into place and how it all is unfolding.
Yeah, totally. And it's been so, it used to drag on and nothing would happen. And now it's just like every day, it's just just can of whoop ass.
Yes, just want to second what Leah said earlier about there's something for everybody in this, and also the support that we give each other in the group to navigate the journey. It's not easy, and it's nice to have this this group, this network of twins. Knowing that someone else is going through this, not just us. So it's really good to have.
Thank you, Eamon. Thank you, Leah. I have one more question. Something just popped in my head because somebody must be asking this. I'm going to type it in here for you. I'm like, team, anything else? And then what if I'm not a twin? Why would I want to take this master course for a twin? We all have the same goal, is to raise the vibration of the planet, to spread light and love. There's a shit ton of light workers out there that could really use amping their abilities up. I don't care if you're a twin or if you're not a twin. If you feel like you're getting pushed to lead even light workers, or even if you don't have twin abilities, your abilities are off the chain. If you are awakened, your abilities are off the chain, and you need to know how to harness those abilities and what to do with them. The union timeline isn't going to matter for you. Here's why you have a sweeter spot than twins do. Because the union timeline doesn't matter for you, because if you are a soulmate, you are supposed to be finding your soulmate or navigating a 3D relationship and exploring that on a 3D level. There's a lot of light workers out there that are having these mass weddings and shit, and they think they're twins, but they're not. But it doesn't matter, because you guys are coming together and you're taking your light role. You're spreading light, you're spreading love, you're helping people, you're healing. There's a lot of healing work out there. Like if you look at it, like the awakened community, it literally is the leading industry right now. When you look at terms of, it's like $1 trillion industry for a reason. It's because the whole world is awakening. So there may be a very small percent of a less than 1% percentage of actual twins that need to rock this shit right in the world. But the lightworker community there's billions of you out there that are trying to do this. This course of, if anything, is going to amp you up better than anything else could. So if you have an awakened motivation to move into your path, you're going to get a lot out of this master course, even if the twin stuff itself does not apply to you. Like Leah and I were talking about, we got this project we're going to do where we're going to get a lot of this stuff out here about how to use your energy to clear and all this kind of stuff. Light workers can do a lot of this stuff too. Even if you're not awakened, you can do a lot of this. So if you're a light worker and you're super strong, get your butt in here. If you can't afford it, but you're like motivated to move into, I really want to learn this stuff and use my abilities and know what I'm supposed to, where's my place in this? Email me, we'll figure it out. Some of the stuff's not going to apply to you. So, the stuff that you're going to discard is just like, well, okay, I don't need to learn certain things, but you're going to get a lot of use out of about 80% of it. So to me, I think that's worth it, but that's for you. So it doesn't matter if you're not a twin. We're here. And a lot of this stuff too, once the content's put together and the content is in the masterclass and you can get it for free, a lot of that's going to benefit you too. But if you want to work through your abilities and test them and actually learn the instructional kind of stuff, get on in here with us. So there's that. Anything else? It's moving fast. Yep. Okay. We're almost at 2 hours and you guys are tired of me talking. So we're going to dip out. Please, please, please reach out to me if this is something you want to do. If you have any questions, comment in the comment section. If you're going to comment something about just blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll just handle it. It's what I do. But don't spread hate. That's not what we're about. Don't tell me what we're not doing, because if you're telling me you're not doing this, that tells me that you just really clearly have no idea, because you just are not in that, you're not experiencing it. So that's you, and that's fine. And your path is what it is, but don't take it out on us because ours is different than yours. So there's that. I love what we're doing here. Join us. Okay. See you later.